नमः। ॐ महेश्वराय नमः। ॐ विष्णवे नमः। ॐ ताण्डवे नमः। ॐ भरताय नमः। ॐ अभिनवगुप्तपादाचार्याय नमः। ॐ सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। प्रणम्य शिरसा देवौ पितामहमहेश्वरौ नाट्यशास्त्रं प्रवक्ष्यामि ब्रह्मणा यदुदारतम्। यस्मात् सर्वं समुत्पन्नं चराचरमिदं जगत् इदं नमो नटेशाय तस्मै कारुण्यमूर्तयः। श्रीचित्सभेशाय नमः शिवाय। श्रीचित्सभेशाय नमः शिवाय। श्रीचित्सभेशाय नमः शिवाय। ॐ
Namaste. Natya Shastra. What comes to your mind when you hear this word? The ancient treatise on drama and performing arts? Well, in the first chapter itself, Bharata Muni says that there is nothing that is excluded from the purview of Natya Shastra, be it sculpture, be it knowledge, be it the performing arts, or be it drama. So tune in for this episode where we talk with Srimati Upasana Tendulkar, who is an HR consultant, a dancer, and the founder of Dancing Tales. We all are in a play which is orchestrated by the divine himself, and hence, to know more about the role that you play in his wonderful creation, tune in to this very special episode. Namaste Upasana ma'am.
Namaste Mrunmayee.
Welcome to Kumkuma. And first of all, I would like to thank you for the encouragement that you have shown to this initiative. It really does mean a lot to all of us. And I met you on LinkedIn, and you were so gracious and kind enough to connect with me, to have conversations pertaining to dance, pertaining to Natya Shastra, and of course then pertaining to life itself. So I'm very grateful that we met, and I guess it was all part of the script that has been written by the great creator himself or herself. So thank you so much for joining us today. And to begin with, I would like to know what has been your journey so far. You have an organization called Dancing Tales. You curate very unique learning experiences, not just for people in general, but especially for corporate leaders, for public policy professionals. So, what is it exactly that you are doing through Dancing Tales, and how did you choose this unique path?
Firstly, Mrunmayee, thank you so much, and the Kumkuma initiative. I have been gracious because honestly, the kind of enthusiasm you had towards Natya Shastra and towards everything was incredible. And whoever wants to walk on the path, I think we are not the ones who choose them. It's the divine intervention who chooses that. So it's great to stay connected, and so much we have mutually helped
Yeah.
each other, which is amazing in such a short span of time.
Yeah.
Coming to your question, what do we do at Dancing Tales? So whatever you mentioned, public policy initiatives or corporate leaders, this is a very later part of my journey. I started Dancing Tales in 2019 with a very simple philosophy of spreading the joy of dancing. I realized dance, holistic dance, not a very, not a any kind of dance, but dance in general, movements in general, moving body in general has helped me a lot in my tough times as well, or else to express anything, good, bad, which I cannot verbally express. So I realized this is a great form of expression, So just to create a community where we can express through movements and dance, I started Dancing Tales. It was very simple at that point of time. We would say we promoted natural dancing, a dancing which helps us to tap within us. So meditative dancing. In that time, I learned a lot of dance forms which are outside India, like Sufi whirling. I just tapped upon Gurjeet dance and movements. I'm not a master in it, but the experience while learning that was very beautiful, divine. A lot of things within me were changing when I was doing that. So my whole thought that dance has the power to change you within, to transform you within, was getting validated through these processes. And then I came back to my home, which was Bharatanatyam, and I then started doing certain research on what exactly dance does to you, what is the science behind it, why do you feel the way you feel, why do you feel so relieved, why do you feel so happy, why do you feel so ecstatic, what exactly happens that transforms something within you. And then I started finding answers in very symbolic forms. Like certain answers were coming in Tandava, certain answers were coming in Ras Leela, certain answers were coming in the celebration of Ashadi Ekadashi. And I saw a thread that is joining all the celebrations, which is dance and art celebration. And of course, it was a very long path. I mean, I started with the natural dancing, and then while finding the answers, I started diving deeper and deeper. At that point of time, nothing made sense. Like it started with Sufi, Gurdeep, and then Tandava, then Ras Leela, Ashadi Ekadashi. But everything had one thread that was joining, that was dance and movements. So I started researching more on that, and I realized Tandava has a very deeper science, which is talking about quantum. And I am not a science student, so I always dreaded physics. But the moment I got into physics from the Tandava lens, it was so easy for me to understand things. And then I came across that CERN laboratory in Switzerland. At their entrance, have a big Tandava Murti, and they are saying that what five things happen in an atom, in a subatom, are exactly what this Tandava Murti represents, the Panchakritya. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. So now things started making sense. Ki, oh, every subatom of your body is dancing. So naturally, when you manifest that outside, you are so much tuning in with what is like at the minutest level. Then Ras Leela, it was beautiful when I started studying and researching about Ras Leela. It said that when it is saying that Gopi is meeting Krishna, it is saying that the feminine energy is meeting the masculine energy, and that is the yoga, that is the space that we always crave for in our life, the union of the two. And it was talking about a lot of yogic philosophy. It was talking a lot of metaphysics. I was like, oh, this is constantly happening at energy level, at cellular level, at atomic level. And when you express it, you just get in tune with what is happening at those levels. And that's why it is so ecstatic. That's why it has the power to transform. Then this was whole theory, which was great to read, and which was very like, wow, all this we had in our scriptures and everything. But the whole coming from artist background, or coming from uh, a legacy of Bharatanatyam, everything we want to experience. We know that we see someone dancing, but if we want to really experience, we have to do it. Then we will know how simple it is, how difficult it is. Is it true what they are saying? It is not true what they are saying. So I started small programs where I Ras Leela with the community, Tandava, understanding Shiva, understanding Tandava with the community, which was a collaboration of various art forms to experience what they have said in the scriptures. Like it was a collaboration of dance, music, chanting, meditation, painting. So all this together as a bouquet we got in front of people and said that, oh, this is what is said. We didn't even initially said what is written in the scriptures. Now, through all this, let's understand what is Tandav. Through all this, let's understand what is Ras Leela. And the experiences of people individually, the experiences were very different.
Yeah.
But deep down, they were just meeting the same thing, that something is transforming. If not transforming, for that moment, at least the people are feeling the ecstasy of that entire experience. So that process validated. And after all this research, I was yearning to find a book which will just encompass everything and help me to build processes, because all this what I'm talking, it's very abstract. I mean, everything is practical, but to bring it under one umbrella was a thought. I was thinking, how can I do? How can I do? And then I stumbled upon Natya Shastra. Of course, coming from Bharatanatyam background, Natya Shastra, I have been listening about it. Certain shloks we also use in our classes and everything. But I stumbled upon Natya Shastra in a very different way. The lens changed altogether after all this research. And the moment I tapped into it, I would say uh, I was blessed enough that the book started talking to me. I mean,
Wonderful.
I have read so many books, and I'm not a great reader. I'm more of like observer, and through observations I learn things. But I always read half book and I was like, अभी आगे मैं नहीं जा पाऊंगी. I'm done, because my reading speed is not that great. But with Natya Shastra, there was a very different kind of bond that happened, and it just kept me hooked. The Hindi translation has 4 volumes. So Hindi, English, all possible translations I read, and I was like, this is so much more than just just for on the stage or just for dramatics. And when you will go in any scripture, any shastra, you will realize with what lens you see, it speaks to you in that way.
Yes.
Like Gita is for leadership, Gita is for spiritual evolution,
Correct.
Gita is for yoga, Gita is for telling what is a good diet, what is not a good diet. So whichever
Correct.
lens you see, it speaks to you. So is Natya Shastra. And then I said, okay, I want to go beyond dramatics and see how it is used in day-to-day life. And I think that movement, and Natya Shastra, the shlok, the karika that you mentioned, the tadnyanam, the tadshilpam, nasa vidya, nasa kala, that कारिका नाट्य शास्त्र के सूत्र को कारिका बोलते हैं. So that karika was a life changer for me. I mean, I realized that what I'm feeling, कि Natya Shastra is much more beyond the stage, was getting validated through that karika.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful because I have also had a similar experience. As you rightly said, when you're learning Bharatanatyam in a structured way, you are looking at Natya Shastra purely from the technical knowledge that is required for performing arts, like what is rasa, what is bhava, and what are you doing when you're performing on stage, Bharatanatyam specifically. But when you also have certain lived experiences backing you, the entire lens changes, and you put it so beautifully that the text started talking to you in your own language, the language that you had picked up through all those experiences. And that's beautiful. And I think not many people know that Natya Shastra is not just about the technique of performing arts. It's much more than that. And you have worked extensively on this aspect, that bringing because that's how you got introduced to Natya Shastra beyond the performing arts. So you have worked a lot as to how Natya Shastra plays a role in different aspects of life. So when you started studying it from not just from the lens of performing arts, but from different lived experiences, what were those major areas that you felt were talking to you?
And so I started reading the book, of course, and I did a course by Dr. Bharat Gupt. I think that was parallelly happening. The concept that really connected to me
Hmm.
through his discourse was the concept of nutter.
Hmm.
Another concept that struck me while reading the book was abhinaya, which is not acting, which is much more than acting. Third concept that really stayed with me, and I think it has a huge application in communication across the globe, and we can say the term has been tossed by Bharata, which is sadharanikarana. And fourth aspect, I think, is saharidata. This four things really stuck with me. I saw the applications of it across. So before Dancing Tales, I have corporate experiences. Corporate experience. I was working as an HR generalist, uh, and there, when you're working, you see what are good things there and what are the limitations of that
Hmm.
place. And the certain limitations from the HR point of view that I have seen, I could find the answers for those to certain level in Natya Shastra.
Hmm.
Like leaders always kept saying, yeah, try explaining my people, they don't understand,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? And this has been always even my boss tried to explain, but certain things I couldn't understand. I tried to explain
Hmm.
why am I not able to do it, she couldn't understand, and there is a big communication gap that happens there. And Natya Shastra says, tells you ki how to bridge that gap, and beyond Aristotle's model is there, but it is saying कि communication कैसे करना चाहिए, the circuit of
Hmm.
communication. but वो circuit create करने के लिए वो same plane of consciousness कैसे
Hmm.
लाए, ये मुझे उसका आंसर मुझे नाट्यशास्त्र से मिला.
Interesting.
I was like, this is so powerful. I mean, I guess most of our energy or most of the mistakes that happen in corporates or the performance suffers is because misinterpretation of messages.
Hmm.
And it is giving such a beautiful tool to minimize it. As much as you practice it, it is going to be minimizing more and more and more.
Hmm.
So sadharanikarana, saharadata, these really stuck to me. Let me put it here. Natya Shastra is the primary book, जिस उसके ऊपर बहुत सारे कमेंट्रीज आए हैं. सो व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट साधारणीकरण, वो कंसेप्ट शायद नाट्यशास्त्र में है, बट ये वर्ड शायद एज इज मेंशन नहीं है. बाद
Hmm.
में भट्टनायक गॉट इट. As per my reading, this is what the evidence. So नाट्य शास्त्र इज द प्रिंसिपल दैट वी आर यूजिंग. नाट्य शास्त्र के ऊपर आगे जितने जितने लोगों ने जो जो कुछ भी
Hmm.
काम किया और जो चीजें बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट उस समय में रही है, we will be talking about that. So
Yes.
all the concepts may not be as is in the primary text of Natya
Hmm.
Shastra.
Definitely. So you talked about Sadharanikaran, which was about communication. And as you rightly said, not just in corporate spaces, in our daily lives also, communication plays a major role. And then you found out that this model is in fact solving a lot of problems that you were facing in your corporate career. So now let's come to Sir Hridayata. So if you can narrate maybe some anecdotes and share your experiences, maybe from corporate culture or maybe from the experiences that you curate, how does Sir Hridayata enable that elevation and helps us connect with everybody?
Okay. So the process is like this. I will elaborate the process so everything will be taken. Saha Hridayata is Saha is together, one in harmony, samam, and Hridayata is heart, or you and me are
Hmm.
together in this.
Hmm.
What it essentially means is why Saha Hridayata is one of the objectives of Natya.
Hmm.
Okay, now let's understand why it is an objective of Natya. What happens in Natya? A Nata or a Patra is performing,
Hmm.
a Rasika or a audience is watching, and there comes a moment, if it is a Uttama Nata, a
Hmm.
good Nata, powerful Nata, then the audience and the performer becomes one,
Hmm.
right? If अगर आपने छावा देखा होगा,
Hmm.
तो when Vicky Kaushal was going through the pain, we could feel that pain,
Yes.
right? Like we are not there, हमें तो एक खरोच भी नहीं आ रही, but फिर भी हमें वो समझ
Hmm.
रहा है कि क्या
Yeah.
यातना, कितनी यातनाओं से वो गुजर रहे होंगे. So that feeling of you and me are one is like the final feeling we talk about, right? Ki everything is made up of one consciousness. We are finally one. It's
Hmm.
that it is our perception that we are separate. That divine science, which everyone knows at a theoretical level, Natyam makes us experience it,
Very true.
right? So वो फीलिंग को सहृदयता बोलते हैं. दैट you are not there, actually they are doing their stuff, you are just sitting here, but you feel one and you just don't feel one with them. नाट्य जनरली थिएटर में होता है.
Yeah.
So you feel not, you are feeling one with the performer, the person next to you is feeling one with the performer, the entire theater is feeling one with the performer. So the entire theater is feeling the oneness,
Emotion. Yeah.
the sahridata. So
True.
that is why Natya is one of the reasons it is so powerful, because ये जो divine truth that everything is one, we are aham brahmasmi tattvamasi, this divine truth for a very millisecond we all can experience. Of course रसिका की qualities बताए हैं ना, you need a उत्तम audience to feel more and more Saharada, but this feeling everyone experiences, right? When someone wins, like Chak De Mein they won, you could actually see the celebration in the theater.
Yes. Yes.
Right? So at that point of time, we all feel one. Why cricket binds us as a nation? Because at that moment, आप कोई भी हो, आप कोई भी caste से हो, community से हो, gender से हो, at that point of time, we feel very similar. We are walking towards one goal, one emotion, one celebration. So that feeling creates a country, that feeling creates a community, that feeling creates a oneness. And Natya has time and again shown the possibility to do that.
Right.
So that feeling is Sahridayata. Now imagine, क्यों हम पेन फील कर पाए, क्योंकि उसका परफॉर्मेंस उतना पावरफुल था. We had that empathy, seed of karuna within us, and the gap of communication was as minimized as possible. That's why जो बीच में सारे क्या बोलते हैं noises थे, वो reduce होके they became one at an energy level and emotion level. So ये सहृदयता कैसे we can lead to सहृदयता is साधारणीकरण. साधारणीकरण is generalization. So I'm going in each topic detail. So नाट्य शास्त्र क्यों लिखा था? नाट्य शास्त्र को पंचम वेद बोला गया है. So already 4 वेद थे, बहुत पावरफुल वेद थे. They were giving guidelines for the society how to lead life and everything. फिर भी उस समय ऐसे बोला है सत्ययुग का अंत हो रहा था और त्रेता युग की बिगनिंग थी. तब ऐसे समझ में आया कि there is certain level of the society which can understand Ved because it is written, it is a very intellectual document. But then there is certain part of the society who cannot decode what's written. Like normally, right? Physics formula हम सब decode नहीं कर पाते. There are certain people who understand it, others don't. So why should they not get a chance to understand the higher truths of life? Everyone should get a chance to understand the higher truth of life. So क्या करें? There is a beautiful story. We will not get into that story at this point of time. There is a beautiful story that Indra goes to Brahmadev and says that create something which is Kridaniyakam ichchami drishyam shravyam cha yad bhavet. Create something for my play which is audio visual in nature. Okay, for what purpose? कि ये जो 4 वेद है वो सबको बहुत simplified manner में उसका knowledge सब तक पहुंचे. So audio visual is a very easy way to understand, right? मतलब कोई भी चीज अगर स्क्रीन पे दिखाए, एक्सपीरियंशियल बना के दिखाए, तो वो हमें इजीली समझती है.
Hmm.
So, since then, this experiential learning, VAK
Yeah.
theory, and everything has been practiced. And thus, for that purpose, for dissemination of true knowledge, Natya Shastra was created. Entertainment was not the purpose of Natya. Upliftment of the society and upliftment of the person was the purpose. Entertainment was the instrument.
Wow, very interesting.
So, अभी ये करना है, वैदिक नॉलेज या द ट्रुथ लोगों तक लेके जाना है. तो कैसे लेके जाए? तो उनके लैंग्वेज में, जो लैंग्वेज वो समझ पाए उस लैंग्वेज में. सो वो जनरलाइज करके, बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लैंग्वेज नहीं जिसमें जो वो समझ नहीं पाए, एक जनरलाइज लैंग्वेज, साधारण करके, एकदम जनरलाइज करके. So, if you go deeper, then you understand different parts of India had different language. The Prakrit was Sanskrit, but then there were many other languages. So, Natta, the Uttama actors of that time, the Uttama Nattas of that time used many languages, and as per the geographical location, they used to change the language. And नाट्य was not a single language thing. Like अभी जैसे हिंदी मूवी, तेलुगु, मराठी, ऐसे नहीं था. नाट्य बहुत एक ही प्रयोग बहुत सारे लैंग्वेजेस में बन रहा था. सो द किंग विल स्पीक संस्कृत टू हिज मिनिस्टर्स, द किंग विल स्पीक द प्राकृत लैंग्वेज टू with his wife or with the प्रजा. सो डिफरेंट डिफरेंट लैंग्वेजेस था. सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड तब के ब्रेन्स भी कितने शार्प होंगे ऑडियंस के भी, टू
Definitely.
मेक सेंस ऑफ दिस लैंग्वेजेस. Also, they were very close. अब भी जितना distant है language में, मुझे नहीं, this is just my assumption.
Yeah.
There is no evidence to it, but
Yeah.
बहुत similar होंगे to understand. अभी भी संस्कृत हम पढ़ते हैं तो थोड़ा बहुत समझ ही लेते हैं, because
Some words are
yeah.
very similar.
So the point here is साधारणीकरण.
Hmm.
At the same time giving knowledge. So संस्कृत पूरी discard भी नहीं कर रहे थे,
Correct.
बट ऐसे भी लैंग्वेजेस रख रहे थे जो समझ में आए. जनरलाइज क्लोथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग वाज वेरी लोकल. वो जहाँ जाते थे वहाँ का सब कुछ पहनावा और सब कुछ बनता था. सो मच ऑफ जनरलाइजेशन, सो मच ऑफ सिंप्लीफिकेशन ऑफ थिंग्स कि हमारा मैसेज सामने वाले तक इजीली पहुंच पाए. सो साधारणीकरण इज अ स्टेप टुवर्ड्स सहृदयता. साधारणीकरण कैसे होता है? सो वो 4 तरह के अभिनय से होता है. सो वाचिक, बात करके, द वर्बल फॉर्म ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन. सेकंड इज अंगिक, बॉडी लैंग्वेज, दैट नॉन वर्बल फॉर्म ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन. वाचिक, अंगिक, आहार्य, the setting also talks a lot. The props talk a lot, what you're using, everything. If you see great leaders, Mahatma Gandhi ji, his dress was one of the reasons why poor people could feel connected with him. Modi ji जहाँ पे भी जाते हैं, they wear the cap, hat, topi of that. So these are all examples of sadharanikarana, where you connect with the people through their language. That is aharya. And fourth one, which is specifically coming, बाकी 3 आपको communication में मिल जाएंगे, verbal, non-verbal, and the setting and the props and everything. What you wear, very important. ये सारे communication tools में आपको across the globe मिल जाएंगे. सात्विक का communication is something very close, which we can credit Natya Shastra to give it to the entire globe. The best explanation also you will find in Natya Shastra, and actually that is the make or break of the communication. Satvika is the communication at the emotional, thought and energy level. So you may feel that a person is standing in front of you wearing a very nice, wearing good clothes, speaking absolutely fantastic whichever language that he is speaking, grammatically right, great vocabulary, the setting, the props are good, his body language is also perfect, he knows how to speak, but फिर भी connect नहीं हो पा रहा. Then Satvika is missing. इमोशनली वो जो सर्किट बनना चाहिए बिटवीन द लिसनर एंड द स्पीकर वो बन ही नहीं रहा। एंड आप आउट एक्सटर्नल कितना भी ट्रेनिंग लो वो इंटरनल डेप्थ नहीं होगा तो वो डिस्कनेक्ट लगेगा ही। And Satvika is understood as the highest form of communication, Abhinaya. We will come to what is Abhinaya. But highest form of Abhinaya in Natya Shastra. You will, for example, dancer. She is technically right. She is doing great hastas, perfect, great song, great clothing, but connect ही नहीं हो पा रहा. Satvika is missing. So these are the 4 types of Abhinaya, which are the levels of communication. Now, Abhinaya, as I said, is not acting. अभिनया का मेजर धातु इज निज, इज टू अटेन. ओके, सो नाट्य शास्त्र comes from the land of Bharat, and Bharat believes that everyone has whatever knowledge they require to know within them. Right? We don't say teacher give knowledge. We say a guru helps the person to light up something which is already in him or her. The same thing is with Abhinaya. The actor, the natta, the performer becomes an instrument to light up something which is already there within. जो रस निष्पत्ति, the highest objective of नाट्य शास्त्र बोला है, वो रस ऑलरेडी आप में है, वो स्थायी भाव ऑलरेडी आप में है जिससे रस की निष्पत्ति होती है, वो है आप में. As a performer, I am just enabling that process so you can meet the core of you. So Abhinaya is basically leading someone. Okay, it is being an instrument for someone to connect with whatever is already in them. That is actually the objective of communication also. A teacher speaks, the knowledge is already in the child. The teacher speaks, the teacher tells, the teacher teaches to light up that knowledge. This is the process. Everything that you need is within you. We are enabling it. The performer is enabling it, the teacher is enabling it, the guru is enabling it. So that is the purpose of Abhinaya. So सहृदयता साधारणीकरण से होती है. साधारणीकरण 4 types of अभिनय से होता है. ये 4 types of अभिनय कौन करता है? नट. So who is a natta? Natta is the one who does the natya, or who is the one who plays various roles in different natyas. We all are unconsciously doing different roles, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously, sometimes we very blindly change one role to other. We don't even realize. Sometimes we are a daughter, mother, teacher, corporate professional, a citizen, a traveler, so many roles we play. A natta is the one who consciously does these roles. A natta is the one who takes the roles very seriously, but at the same time deep down knows the truth that he or she is none of these roles. Again, going down to the basic principle of Bharat, that we are Atma, we are playing various roles. So if you see all the Shastras in various ways will talk about the same principles time and again. So that is Natta. Natta की process जो दी है नाट्य शास्त्र में कि acting is one of the things. He is a very knowledgeable person. Of course, firstly we established that he or she needs to know various languages. So 3 प्रकार के नट नायिका दिए हैं. विद सारे एक्टर्स में 3 टाइप दिए हैं. उत्तम, मध्यम, adhama. So uttama are the ones who play the key roles. Adhama, madhyama are the ones who are like in the progress of. So it's a progress. People progress on that. और ये तीनों में है. मतलब पुरुष में उत्तम, मध्यम, अधम है. स्त्री में उत्तम, मध्यम, अधम है. और नाट्य शास्त्र में तृतीय जाति का भी ये किया है. They have spoke about it. उसमें भी उत्तम, मध्यम, अधम है. So सब में where you are in the process of being a natta, you are described as per that. Uttama natta, if you see how he becomes uttama or she becomes uttama, is brilliant. firstly, he understands about that role through reading and doing his own research, and he meditates on that role. And it is given a very critical thing. Like, if he is going to be Rama, he is going to meditate on the energy of Rama. And this Ram and Krishna, we can understand meditation, chanting, and everything happen. If you're going to be a wind, you're going to meditate on that. If you're going to be water, you're going to. So basically, tapping into the frequency. See the kind of science we are talking about. Tapping into the frequency. So, कि इस दुनिया में जो कुछ भी त्रिलोक में त्रिकाल में त्रैलोक्य में त्रिकाल में जो कुछ भी है वो नट बन सकता है, right? So by tapping meditation, and he goes, he spends times with the locals, so जो कुछ भी उसका रिसर्च है वो locals के साथ connect कैसे कर पाए और फिर वो उनके लैंग्वेज में कैसे. So this process is enriching but a lot of work at mental, emotional, physical and energy level. And it is just telling us the thing that humans have unlimited potential to become whatever they want. And Natta is celebrated. अभी तो things have changed, but Natta used to be celebrated so much और उनको इतना ज़्यादा respect पे किया जाता था just for this reason कि they have tapped into this unlimited potential. Natta को in many language पात्र बोलते हैं. पात्र is a vessel, right? So he is a vessel जिसमें वो कोई भी energy ला सकता है और उसको manifest कर सकता है. So that is a Natta. I'm not. It is. I am using Natta as gender neutral. So that is a Natta. So Natta, one who is a conscious, one who plays the roles consciously, does the 4 abhinayas. So he creates sadharanikarana to attend Sahridata.
Wonderful. I think this is so important because lot of people, the general perception amongst masses is that acting is somewhere about pretense, and it's also somewhere about manipulation, even communication. Sometimes there are certain people who say that communication is all about manipulation, it is all about faking something. A lot of times people also say that he or she is an actor, so she's very good at faking something. But then we now know that Natya Shastra provides such a deeper insight into what is Abhinaya, what is a Natta. And as you rightly said, the word actor can hardly encapsulate the ethos of Natta.
Absolutely.
So like you said, Natta is simply being a medium for that energy to manifest. And one can experience sattvika or that sattva bhava if he or she is honest with respect to that energy. And I guess that's when the whole process of connecting with people, that process also, I think one has to be very genuine to get connected. And the one example that you mentioned about Chhaava, I think, of course, while the movie is going on, we are all connected. But I realize now that you say it, even after the movie, when people are going out of the theater and we are looking at each other, we know what we are feeling. Like, we are complete strangers, but we know what we just experienced and we were in it together. And there is some communication and some saradayata happening there as well, even after the performance.
Absolutely.
So I guess that just shows how powerful Natya is and how such a powerful text this is. And this is not just for actors or for performing artists per se, but for people in general, because as you rightly said, the highest knowledge has to reach everyone, and this is just one of the mediums through which you can attain it.
Yes.
So thank you so much. Now we will tune into part 2.
Thank you.